Hi guys, welcome back to 24th video tutorial of J2W. So far we covered like how to create a servlet using a Java file in a standalone we created, and we just um, created a .class file and we just added to the particular folder, like in Tomcat we have web apps folder. There we created a project called as demo, and within that we'll be adding all our Java file classes and everything. So these are one way of doing it, and there is a optimized way, and which is a better way to do this. So we don't need to have this much work in every time. So creating a class and Java file and generating a .class file and adding into a web apps classes folder, and this is actually taking a lots of time instead of the coding time. This process itself takes a lot of time. To avoid that, we have several IDEs like Eclipse and all. So far we have done some of the examples in Eclipse, and let me show you like how we can able to create this kind of web applications within Eclipse. So I'm just launching Eclipse. So with the Eclipse, you can avoid a lot of steps, and you can directly concentrate on you can the work itself, like creating servlets, and you can directly code there itself. So the compilation and the copying the classes and everything, the Eclipse IDE will takes care of. So these my IDE where I have all my code. So far we created a project called as core Java projects, which is showing as symbol J, if you see here, for each project. Now we are going to create a project which is not a Java project. We are going to develop a web application which is called as dynamic web project. So we have to choose a dynamic web project. There you have to give your name. So whatever the name you want, you can give it. So we have given the name as demo already. So let me give a new project which is products, or I can name it as any application like Flipkart. So what is the project name you just want to give it, you just give it. So it's a Flipkart. I'm creating an application where I can have all my products to be added, and there I can able to sell them. So I'm just giving project as Flipkart or my Flipkart or anything. You just want to give it anything, and here you have to follow other things like dynamic module. You just give it to same, and you have the runtime environment. So for now we just leave it to none, and here also we can add it to the runtime environment, which is it is asking about the container, which is the Tomcat server. So we can add it later. For now we just keep it defaults and click on next. And src folder, if you want to mention any packages, you can add it here. For now we're just going with next. And here it is asking, at the last step it is asking what is the context root. The context root is what our browser URL we mentioning, so the demo. So these what our context root. So this URL I'm giving Flipkart as it is. I don't want to change it. And the content directory. So content directory is what your web content, which is talking about your the demo folder itself. So out of the folder we have this folder, it is mentioning the Flipkart, so which is same as your context URL. So the folder name and the context URL will be same over here, and it is asking whether you want to generate web.xml or not. Yes, we need a web.xml. See how flexible the IDE will be, like it is generating all the contents for us. So we don't need to create folder structure and all. It is the IDE itself generating all the contents and also the files also, like web.xml and all. Just click on web.xml selected and click on finish. And it asks for you to, so far we are in J2 core Java perspective, and now it is asking for open a perspective which is showing web related information. Suppose here we don't have any server related details in previous window. Now it is actually shows you the server details and everything respective to our web application. Let me open that windows. which belongs to our see the web application. It changes the whole window architecture itself. It has the markers and the properties and the servers available here, and all the snippets and everything. So these are project here. If you just expand this project, then you can see the set of folders and predefined structures. See how we created the folder structure like Flipkart inside that web-inof folder and the web-inof lib folder and web.xml. The same structure it is created with the Eclipse. So we don't need to do manually. As it's a simple process to create a new project within the Eclipse. And let's see what content it is having in web.xml. So there are two ways it is providing. One is design view and source view. So design view actually it makes you the more flexible to reading and everything. And if you want to have the standard way, which is the source you have to go, then you will be having the default web app. So this is the XML declaration in that it is the default namespaces for the web app. So even if you don't mention it, here on it, but it's good to mention all these namespaces. And so these are all the major things it is provided by the Eclipse itself. So we don't need to code any single line. We just need to give the project name when we are generating. That's it. Nothing else we are giving. So it generated all the contents for us. So the display name for the project, what is the display name it has to show, and the welcome file list it is given. Like we have already saw welcome file list, and it is giving welcome file list. What it will does is it will look for the index.html first. If this is available, it will that index.html will show for the project context root. If it is not there, then it will go to the next one, which is index.html. Then both the files are not there, then it will go to the index.jsp. If three files are not there, then it will look for the default.html. Likewise, it will go to one by line, and whenever the file found, then it will display that particular page for the home page for the Flipkart application. And we have no classes folder available within the web-inof, but in our application we have classes folder available. But Eclipse actually hides that classes folder because it is not necessary, and it gives you the source code folder available. And here where you can have all your servlet classes to be declared, and if you want to have any libraries, you can have it here. So it will be same structure, and it is having additional features like the predefined script is generated for it, and the folder structure is predefined generated. All these things are coming by default. Make sure guys, you should choose the project as new project dynamic web application. Then only you'll get this feature. If you just click on it and you just give the project name and click on finish. Suppose if you click test and you just finish it, then you'll get the same kind of structure. There's no difference at all. And now we can modify this application according to our code. So for now, we don't have any welcome file list over here. So let's keep it here as it is. We can see it later. And let's add a new files with the servlet classes, whatever we have. And we can test our application. And let me create a new file, which is a class, which is telling hello servlet. So I'm just declaring as hello servlet. That's it. So which way we can go? There are three ways we know. One is creating servlet with servlet interface. Other one is generic servlet. The other one is HTTP servlet. Let me go with HTTP servlet, which is most popular. What I have to do? Extends HTTP. So with the ID, you will get auto-populated things. HTTP servlet. So you are not getting this class because this particular library is not available within your project. For that, what you have to do, you just need to copy the dependent library which is there at your Tomcat server. So which is there in your Tomcat, just copy this servlet API and just need to configure, add it to the libraries. For that, what you have to do, you just need to right click on the Flipkart application and go to the properties and go to the Java build path, and here you can add your library, which is add external jar. There you just need to go to desktop, Apache Tomcat, lib. You can look for Servlet API. This is where it is. You just added this, and once this jar file is added, you just need to click on apply and close. That's it. This particular library will be added to your application libraries. So this is there with your application library. Then you can try importing. Now it is showing Java Extra Servlet HTTP. So once you added the jar file to the project library, then it will suggest you to import it. So it just imported that class. And which method you want to override here? The only one method is service. You just need to type service and it will suggest you the options itself. If you just need to type service, and if you just click on control space, then it will auto suggest you the methods. So which one you want to use it. So I just want to override the predefined method, which is service method over here. So now we got the service method got overridden, and now we can write our own content over here. Here I'll just rename it to request response. Same thing I will give it here, response. Now we got more features, like it's giving override by default. It's giving this keyword and this annotation, and a lot of things will be getting auto populated, and these imports we don't need to particularly bother about it. And let me have this servlet with which are returning the response as hello Flipkart or welcome to Flipkart. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm just copying this code from Notepad. I don't want to waste this time. So from one of the page where I can take, so I'll just take it here. So I'm just putting response.get content type, and printer writer I need to import it, Control Shift O. So I just imported it, and I'm just writing welcome to Flipkart. So I just wrote welcome to Flipkart and save, and here is my servlet is ready. Now the next step will be I need to configure my Flipkart within web.xml. Let me go to web.xml within web.inf and configure it. So for now I don't want any welcome file list. I'm just removing it. Display name, let it be, or if you want you can just remove it. Then let me have servlet configuration available. Servlet. See, now you get things auto populated very fast. Servlet name, which is hello, and here also servlet mapping, and you will have to have the same name, which is servlet name, and here you have to mention the servlet class, which is your hello servlet. Don't populate here, you just need to copy the package name and hello servlet. So in our example, the previous example, we don't have any packages name, and for that I didn't mention anything over here within this XML. And but here in our case we have package name available with the hello world, hello servlet, which is Flipkart. I'm just mentioning that package name, and I'm declaring the hello servlet. And request mapping, what we have to do, we have to use URL pattern. There I can have hello. So that's it. You can keep the same name, but I don't want to make you the confusion. Even if you have the both names, context, URL pattern and servlet name both are same also, no issues, but I don't want to make you to confuse. I'm just giving a nickname for that. So now I'm ready with the web.xml and the Java file. So let me run this program. For running this, what we need a container, which is Tomcat in our case. Let me configure the Tomcat. How to configure in Eclipse? The way to do this is we have a pane called server pane. Within the server tab, we have to right click on it and click on new server and choose the server type over here. The server type is Apache, and you have the versions of Tomcat. I have Tomcat 8.0 and mention the host, which is localhost. Service name you can keep it as it is. There's no changes is required. And click on next. And now you have to browse the location for the Tomcat, where the Tomcat is actually resides. So now we have the Tomcat at desktop. Go to the desktop and choose the version, and that's it. I have selected the Tomcat version, and here it is showing like the Apache Tomcat is in 8.5 and you have chosen 8.0. Let me go back to the step and choose me the right version of Tomcat. It's 8.5 is available over here. So it depends on the software you have to choose respect to version. So because it's 8.5, it's not allowing me to choose a 8.0. Let me choose 8.5 now. I'm just clicking on next. Let me tag it to Tomcat 8.5. So that's it. There's no errors came here because its version is matched over here. Let me go over here, and here it is showing, do you want to add this application to server or not? It's similar to like adding this demo folder. We just copied this demo folder to web apps, right? Which is same actually. So this demo folder is outside actually. First, once we created all the folder structure, then once the folder structure is created, we copy it to the Tomcat container within web apps, which is same step here. It's actually asking you want to copy this Flipkart to Tomcat web apps or not. So I just want to add it and just click on finish it. Now your Tomcat is listing over here, and it will show what and all applications are installed within the Tomcat server. And even if you want to see the server details, like what port it is running and all, you can see it here. You just need to double click on it, and here you can see which port it is running. So the HTTP port it is running is 8080, and it have the timeouts also. If you want to increase it, you can increase it here. It has a lot more details. You can go through one by one. For now, what we need is we just need the HTTP port, which port it is running. If you want, you can change the port here also with the 9090 or 1010, whatever you want. And this is about the server configuration, and we have Servlet ready, and it's got configured within the web.xml. So let me run this application. Just need to right click on this project and select run on server, because this is not a Java application. This is not a very basic core Java application. This is a server based application, and we need to run it in server. For that, I'm just choosing run on server. So then it will show you which server you want to run. Then you have to choose the right server, which is Tomcat, which we configured over here, and click on next. Then if the application is already added, then it will show here, and you just need to add it. If it is already, so there's no issues. You just need to finish it. That's it. The application is starting now. So it's telling the port is already running because we haven't closed this instance. Let me close this, the previous code, the previous instance of the Tomcat. I just rerunning this instance again. Just told Tomcat and just starting it. See, here it is showing the application is server is starting. What are the logs we are getting in the console? We're getting the logs over here. And so once the server is started, it will actually having a browser itself within the IDE only. So it will load that port and application by default. Even you can have copy this one to the browser, or even you can test it over there itself within the IDE having a browser. There also you can able to test it. So what's our application for what is the URL for the hello servlet, which is hello. Just try out over here. So the reason we are getting 405, let's go to the our servlet class. So here we'll be having our super.service. What will happen is it will actually overrides our functionality. What are the code we wrote in below, it will actually overrides. For that I'm just removing it, and let me restart the server again. For stopping server, you just have that icon and you just need to click on that red box, and once you click on that red box, the server will be shut down. And for running it, I'm just right clicking on it, run on server. So it's running, and once the server is started, then it will actually opens up the browser window. There you can give hello. So now we got the welcome to Flipkart message, which is from our servlet. The same thing you can extract from browser also. Once you click on localhost Flipkart hello, then it will actually show you the Flipkart. So see how simple it is developing a servlet within Eclipse compared to our standard programming. Even if you want to add one more servlet, then you just need to simply go to the SRC and you just need to right click on your respective package and click on create a new servlet. That's it, as simple as that. You just need to start and stop the server. So for starting, you just need to have right click on the project and run on server, and for stopping it, you can use this icon to stop the server, or even for starting it, you can right click on that particular server and start it and restart it. You will be having a lot of options over here. So that's how you can able to do with the Eclipse IDE for generating servlets and all. So the next tutorial we're going to see very interesting topic. So for now we can wind up here. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching.